Hello folks, welcome to Netcruzer Cars. Today I'm at Hunt Club Volkswagen in Ottawa, Ontario, and I want to show you the new 2019 Rabbit GTI. Alright, so here it is. This is the 2019 Rabbit GTI, and it's still unclear if this is going to be a limited edition or a current production run for the whole year. In USA, it's definitely limited edition. There's only going to be 3,000 of these made in US, and originally they were talking about it being only 900 in Canada. But then Volkswagen came back and said, we'll make as many as sell. So it's a little bit unclear if it's going to be actual limited edition. What is going to be limited edition on the Rabbit is the colors. So you can get white and black, as well as there's a new cornflower blue, beautiful bright blue, as well as an Urano gray. The color of this one is the Black Pearl Magic, I believe. I might have to look up the actual color. It is a black with a lot of metallic flake in it. So when the light hits it, you do get a lot of metallic shine. And if you don't want white, black, blue, or gray, then you can move up to the Autobahn edition where there are a few more color options available. The other unique trim bits on the Rabbit edition, it's subtle little touches. So they put a little Rabbit badge on each seat. You can only get them with the Clark plaid interior. You cannot get them with the sunroof. But these are also the performance pack edition of the GTI, so you're getting the bigger brakes, you're getting the limited slip front differential, and they've had a horsepower bump up to 228 horsepower. The other unique trim addition on the Rabbit edition is you get this little lip spoiler on the back. You get a unique Rabbit badge. For Canada, it's a sticker. In the USA, it is a actual chrome. And the other big change, which is unique for the Rabbit edition, is the black 18-inch Pretoria alloy wheels. And as mentioned, this is a performance edition, so you are getting the bigger brake package that would traditionally come on a Golf R. So the minimum rim size that you need for this car is 17 inches. Other than that, it is still a Golf GTI, and they are making it where you can buy it as a GTI base. The Rabbit edition is now the mid-level trim, and then if you do want the sunroof and some of the extra tech packages or leather interior, there is an Autobahn option available. Also, what's new as of last year is there's now a 7-speed DSG transmission, and this is the Mark 7.5, so you get the enhanced central cluster. And on the Rabbit edition, it is still analog gauges. The digital cluster is only available in Canada in the Golf R. All the seats in the GTIs are all manual, so it is manual ratcheting height and motion back and forth, as well as the rear seat lift is power. But I actually prefer that because it's weight savings. You don't have to pay or haul around all the heavy motors of the seat. The trim around the center console is all gloss plastic, piano black, and the display is a new MIB2 8-inch display. I'm just going to power on the electronics here. Key not detected. I am going to need access to a key. I'm going to see if I can get the key because there's a couple things in here I want to check for, and one of them being is the new regenerative braking options. I want to see where does that show up in the settings. While I am waiting for access to the key, I just want to pop the hood and we're going to take a look in the engine bay and see, is there any physical change that shows you that it does have regenerative brakes? I wonder, does it still have a traditional lead acid battery? And is there any physical changes under the hood that you can tell that it has the regen? So it does still have a traditional 12-volt lead acid battery. And at first glance, there's nothing that shows you here that it does have a regenerative braking technology. What should be different is the actual alternator system, because how that's going to work is when you're coasting and off gas, it's going to be charging the battery without ever touching the brake pedal. VW is calling that regenerative braking, but really what it's doing is it's just recapturing your kinetic energy and funneling that power back into the battery system. So under the bonnet, there's nothing that you can tell that it has that technology. So let's take a look into the infotainment and see if we can find it. All right, I now have access to the key, so we're just going to turn on the electronics. And I should be able to get into the system a little bit further now, where I want to see, is there anything in here where you can control the regenerative braking? So we have climate control settings. We're just going to go into the car, assistance systems, adaptive cruise control, which just has front assist, lane keep, and blind spot. So this has the driver assistance package on it. Think Blue Trainer. If there was anything that was going to show regen, it should be in here, but there's nothing you can. Oh, economy overview, Blue Score, Think Blue, Tells you how the things use, let it roll, use fuel cutoff. Taking your foot off the gas while in gear does not use any fuel. This is good information for if you're a hypermiler, high comfort. So far, there's nothing in here that is different than my 2018 for showing me that it does have regenerative brakes. Eco tips, digital speed, oil temp. So far, there's nothing in here that can tell me that it has that. Personalization. Lights, assistance systems, parking, maneuvering. All right, Think Blue Trainer, vehicle status, please refuel in 50K, tire pressure monitoring. I don't see anything about, you get your sport mode, you get your gauges as a GTI Rabbit Edition. This is all the same type of performance stuff you would get in a normal higher end GTI. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything that the consumer sees that tells you that it does have regen brakes. So nothing in there. Let's see if it's in here. I'm going to go over to my assistant systems and I want to see if regen braking is in here. ACC and lane assist is deactivated. So we've got lane assist, blind spot monitoring, rear traffic alert, front assist, and there's no regen braking option in there. I'm just going to turn back on that. Now this is a little different. Now there's a view menu and voice assistance up here. Traditionally you would have voice assistant and telephone. So what does view do? View changes it to the assist view. So they have revised the steering wheel controls. Now your assistive systems are on this button here instead of it being on the side of the stock. And you got your assistive options are all right there in your center gauge cluster. Let's get into the driving data. Driving data, you've got your average economy, oil temperature, speed, average speed, distance, travel time, and range. So it does not seem to be that you can get anything in your gauge cluster that tells you about regenerative braking. Now this Rabbit Edition GTI also has the park distance control sensors, which are these here. You can tell if it has radar assisted cruise control by rubbing your hand over the VW badge. If it's smooth to touch, it does have the radar unit inside, which this one does, as well as you can tell it has lane assist and light assist if you have the camera up on the top of your windshield. So the unique thing about the Rabbit Edition in Canada is you do get dynamic chassis control, which is not available in the higher end trim model. Even the Autobahn edition of the GTI in Canada, you cannot get dynamic adaptive suspension that allows you to change it from hard to soft. You can in the Rabbit. So you're paying the extra premium to get the Rabbit Edition, gives you dynamic chassis control, the limited slip differential, a couple of unique trim bits, the 18-inch black Pretoria wheels, something you might also be interested in because it is a rarity nowadays, but you do get a mechanical handbrake in the Rabbit Edition, even with the DSG, which I'm surprised to see. So the GTI still gets a mechanical handbrake, but the Golf Rs are all electronic handbrake. Okay guys, I guess that's it. So thank you for Hunt Club Volkswagen for letting me come and see their new Rabbit GTI. I'm not going to get a chance to drive it today because it is clean. It's in their showroom. So if you want to come take a look at it, come on down to Hunt Club Volkswagen and take a look. It should be here in the showroom for a couple of weeks after I post this video. As well as there will be Rabbit editions throughout all of 2019, it seems. All right guys, so if you enjoyed this or you learned something, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new around here, subscribe. If you want to talk to me, leave a comment down below. And as always, thanks for watching.